Now I would take up the questions that were already collected through the registration form. So before taking up the questions, I would like to clarify that there are a couple of queries that are related to the comparison between the one IIT to the another IIT or the another institute. And also there are a couple of queries related to the their possibility of getting a specific branch at the IIT Palakkad. So specifically, we are not going to address those kind of the queries. So one has to depend upon your interest. You have to select the branch or the institute. So apart from that, whatever the queries we have received, I will try to cover up. So the first one is there is a query from Abel Philip Joseph. So he asked, can a civil engineering student get a minor in the computer science? So I request our Dean Academics so one to address this query.
As I mentioned earlier, during the choice-based curriculum, there are possibilities of earning minor through those 12 credits. The minors will be, which minors to offer through the basket of courses will be decided by the departments. And these, you will be able to opt for these minor programs and other programs after your second year. So those details will emerge by then. And if you see some minors that match your interest and you would be able to earn the credits, you can opt for those minors as and when they're offered.
Thank you. So there is a query from Arjun. So he's asking about whether the undergraduate so whether the undergraduate students at the IIT Palakkad are allowed to be day scholars and then stay with their parents. What are the conditions to be fulfilled? So I request our Dean students, Professor Jagdish Berry, to address this query.
Yeah, we don't have a possibility for BTech students as well as PG students to become a day scholar, but exceptional cases we do consider. But in general, all should be in hostels.
Mainly for medical reasons.
Yeah, because of medical, the day scholar option will be given only based on the medical reason, on the case-by-case basis.
So there is a query from Anwar Muhammad. So he would like to know the possibility of being part of various clubs. So in this regard, I request our student secretaries, academic affairs, and then the general secretary to answer.
So I am Jyotiraditya, the student general secretary of IIT Palakkad. So I'll be taking up this question on student clubs and how they are functioning in IIT Palakkad. So as I was mentioning that we have plenty of clubs and the students will have plenty of opportunities to join these clubs via auditions or otherwise as well. And since we are a growing community, you will have as a student the chance to propose and come up with new clubs, new ideas, and as well as propose new functionings of the clubs themselves. So there will be plenty of opportunities as long as you want to take the initiative to join as well as function as part of clubs and other student activities.
Thank you, Jyotiraditya. Yeah, now there is a question about the question from the Vishwas. He wants to know about the CSE placements. So I request our chairperson training and placements, Dr. Subramanian, to answer the query.
Yeah, so let me take this query. So CS placements have never been a problem for us. So for example, in 2021 and 22, we have 100% placement. Okay, and 2021 batch, we have 95% placement. And if you see the trend also, right? So the average salary is also increasing. For example, the average salary for 2021 batch is around 16 lakhs per annum. And 21-22 batch is around 20 lakhs per annum. Even the highest salary is also increasing. The number of companies visiting is also increasing. So it's a very positive trend. There is no problem unless the student is really bad for CS. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Subramanian. So now there is a query from Mohammad Yashwant. He would like to know about the course change after first year. I mean, he would like to know the possibility of a branch change. I request Dr. Sovan or Dean Academics to answer this.
Yeah, we do have that possibility of branch change option still available for your batch. And for branch change, there are certain requirements. I would urge you to go through the regulation and read about it. But I'll give you a brief overview. For branch change, it is mainly CGPA based. And those who aspire for branch change should not have any failure in any of the courses at IIT Palakkad, as well as should not have any disciplinary action against them. So you need to watch out for these two aspects.
Yeah.
And one more point here is the number of students who can go to a new branch. For example, if you want to go to CS, CS can only take 10% of the sanction strength as additional numbers in the branch. So if the strength is 40, then they can take additional 4 students through branch change options.
Thank you, Dr. Sovan. Now there is a query from Om Srivastava. He would like to know about the scope and information regarding electrical engineering department. So I request Dr. Arvind Ajoy to answer the same.
So electrical engineering is a very broad-based branch. Faculty in the department work on many areas ranging from electrical machines to machine learning. So we have a core course in pretty much every sub area of electrical engineering that gives you the basics in that area. Then you can choose electives based on your interest. Electrical engineering has had very good internships and placements. We have a very strong culture of undergraduate research. Many students have published papers, journal and conference papers when they have been here as students. They've also gone on to study in the top universities in the world, including Columbia, Cornell, many places. Faculty are enthusiastic, as are faculty in all departments here at IIT Palakkad. But we expect that you put in good amount of effort. For every amount of effort that you put in, I'm sure that people here will support you all the more.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Arvind. So now there is a query from Emmanuel James. He wants to know about, whether all the sanctioned capacity of the teachers filled, and also he wants to know whether the infrastructure is in place to conduct the academic session or not. So I request Professor Sunil, our director, to address the query.
Yes, we have filled all the positions we have so far, as well, and maintain a ratio of 1:10. 1:10 is it between the faculty and students. So we have all necessary faculty here. We'll continue to recruit also. So it'll be soon. By the time you join here, actually there'll be more faculty coming in. Okay, because the number of students are also going up, so the faculty also going up. So right now we are about 1,100 students, and we have about 105 faculty members here. So that is the situation. Thank you.
There is a continued
infrastructure. All the necessary infrastructure is there. Infrastructure will be expanding soon as we move to the new campus. We expect to move to the new campus by December this year. So we start moving. I say we'll not be moving completely, but we'll be start moving by December this year. And right now we have all the labs necessary in the campus, Nila campus, which is also part of the permanent campus, and also in the temporary campus. But we'll be expanding to this as we move to the new campus. So in that sense, all the infrastructure required for teaching and research, and also for innovation and incubation activities, we already have in the campus, irrespective of the fact that we are still moved to the main, completely to the main campus. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Sunil. So there is a query from Rajat Dilip. He wants to know what kind of the newly launched programs and regarding any other update information at the institute about the academics and any other information which institute has to provide to the upcoming generation at IIT Palakkad. Basically he wants to know what are the programs that are newly launched. So I would request our Dean Academics, Dr. Sovan, to address this.
As I mentioned earlier, that we have a new BTech program in data science and engineering, keeping in mind the trends of the emerging trends. And as and when we find necessary, more and more department branches, programs, departments will also be added.
Yeah. So thank you. So there is a query from the Neville. He wants to know about the admission procedure for the data science and engineering course. So as far as the admission procedure is concerned, we will fill up all the seats to the JOSA. But if you, there is a query about the more details about the data science and engineering course also. So in this regard, I request Dr. C.K. Narayanan, head of the data science department, to answer this query.
Thank you for the question. I would address this by saying that the data science and engineering program is also part of the other programs, right, which the institute is offering. And the admissions to the data science engineering program also will happen through the JOSA portal, which is the Common Counseling Portal.
The program.
The other details about the program. So this program is addressing the need for handling, managing, modeling large scales of data. As you know, with the advent of computers and high-end electronics and electrical systems, organizations have now been able to gather data at ease in large scales. And as they realize that, there is large amount of data that they can leverage to understand their processes, come about with new technologies, there is an immense need for people, professionals who are skilled at handling various aspects of these challenges. It could be related to data storage, it could be related to data modeling, it could be the responsible and ethical considerations of handling data, and so on and so forth. So the data science and engineering program at IIT Palakkad is based on addressing all these fundamental challenges that are required for future in handling, systems with large amounts of data. It builds on the computational, mathematical, statistical, and modeling aspects of data, including computer systems that are required for handle large scale of data. As our dean was mentioning, our undergraduate curriculum also has opportunities for a large amount of opportunities for hands-on learning. And in the data science and engineering curriculum as well, the students have opportunities to work on projects, lab courses, open-ended lab projects, and so on, and enrich their learning experience with first hands-on session or hands-on learning experience with various things related to data science and engineering. Thank you.
In this regard, I request Dr. Subramaniam to answer the query.
Yeah, thank you, Dinesh. Coming to the placements of mechanical, so it's a pretty good placement percentage. So for example, in 2021-22 batch, we have around 95% of placements. And then in 2021 batch, we have 85% placements. Okay, and healthy average salary of 11 lakhs per annum in 21-22 batch. And also the main thing to note is there are a lot of core companies coming like L&T, right? Maruti Suzuki, Ola Electric, right? So there is a good amount of core companies, as well as the mechanical students are getting placed in IT companies also. And yeah, so it's a very positive placement percentage for mechanical. Thank you.
Yeah, so there is a connecting question. People wants to know about the electrical engineering placements.
Okay. So let me next slide. Yeah, so coming to electrical engineering placements, it's again very good percentage. For example, in 21-22 batch, we have 100% placement in electrical engineering. And in 2021 batch, we have 95% placements. The average salary of electrical engineering students is around 13.78 LPA for 21-22 batch, and then 10.47 LPA for 2021 batch. And then we have very good core companies like Texas Instruments, GE, AMD, etc. So yeah, it's pretty good for electrical engineering also. Thank you.
Thank you. So there is a query from Tarini. So it's a little bit lengthy. So she wants to know about what is the scope of getting a double major degree in mechanical and computer science, and what will be the curriculum for double major, and is it you give the BTech and MTech degrees or 2 BTech degrees? So I would request Dean Academics Shovan and then Shovan to answer this query.
Yes, thank you again for this question, Tarini. And you do have an option for double major, that is BTech in mechanical engineering as well as a BTech in computer science and engineering, which you have mentioned. The option for you to get into double major will open up in your second year or later. And you need to take compulsory courses. If you enter in mechanical engineering, you will be doing the compulsory courses and other requirements from mechanical anyway. In addition, you will need to take the compulsory courses mentioned in the curriculum of computer science and engineering degree as well. Another option, as you have stated, this one will have 2 BTech degrees. You will have BTech in mechanical as well as BTech in computer science if you follow this track. Alternate track is BTech, MTech dual degree, where you can have BTech in mechanical and MTech part of your degree in another programs or MTech programs offered by the institute. So those details will emerge out soon, once you join the institute.
Yeah, thank you. So there is a query from Basil. He wants to know how many new seats added in IIT Palakkad this year for 2022 admission. So as per last year seat matrix, we had 158 and this year is about 180. So there is an increase of about 22 seats. Yeah. And then Aditya Sharma wants to know about what is the margin of the extracurricular time one will get to prepare for the additional skills. So in this regard, I request Academic Affairs Secretary Ignesh to speak on.
Hi, I'm Ignesh, Academic Secretary here at IIT Palakkad. Regarding the question about the extracurricular activities, so we do have a flexible timetable which will provide you free slots for all the extracurricular activities, be it the sports, technical events, or else the cultural events. And we do also have fests and regular weekly events from all the clubs here, where you can participate and develop all your skills. And the weekends also, we do plan certain events from all the clubs as much as possible so that you can take part every time. And also we do have the slots which are kind of free on some days during the week where we do not have any classes. So the clubs can utilize those times to conduct the various events here. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Ignesh. So there is a query from Abhinandan. So he wants to know, after the first round of JOSA counseling, should we do online reporting or offline for the verification of the documents? So as far as the JOSA counseling is concerned, all the documents will be verified in the online. So once your admission is confirmed, I mean, once you got the seat at IIT Palakkad, you have to come here for the registration, and then the documents will be verified once again in a offline mode. But during the counselings, it will be online mode only. So there is a query from Tanmay. So he wants to know about the coding culture at the IIT Palakkad. So in this regard, again, I request Academic Affairs Ignesh to answer the query.
Okay, so regarding the coding culture here at IIT Palakkad, we do have a club which is not specifically only for coding. We do have a YAK club here, which not just focuses on coding, but we do have all the fields. So we do have enthusiastic coders who are a part of this particular club. And completely, it's a kind of student-run club where you can take part in the weekly sessions, and we do conduct several contests. Like we do have a DSA series, which is kind of open for all the departments. So which kind of focuses on entire coding skills that are required, be it for your placements or internships. So through these clubs, you can take part and learn whatever coding skills, not just coding skills, but at the end, you have various technical activities which you can be a part of.
Yeah, thank you, Ignesh. So there is a query from Mukul Varshan. So he wants to know what are the facilities to master the soft skills for the electrical engineering students. So we believe that these skills are essential for all the engineering students. So I request Career Development Cell faculty in charge, Dr. Subramaniam, to answer this.
Yeah, so thank you for this question. So this is a very relevant question because the students are from different backgrounds, right? So what we do is we have a lot of orientation sessions before the placements. Okay, so which are given by the alumni as well as our advisors. Okay, so we organize many placement orientation sessions. Also, we organize a lot of mock interviews, right, from alumni and then faculty and then our advisors, right? And we also have the English language consultant to improve the English, especially from rural background students. And also we have a buddy program where a student who is fluent in English can be a buddy to the student who is poor in English, so that the other student will improve, right? So these are all some of the initiatives. And also we have this coding platform and then full stack development training. So these are especially trainings for non-competition students. Okay, so through these trainings, we'll help the other students to improve their soft skills. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So there is another connecting question by the same Mukul Varshan. So he wants to know the alumni network for juniors. So in this regard, I request faculty in charge, Dr. Deepak, to answer.
We have a very strong alumni cell here, since we are also a new institute. As you know, our first batch started in 2015 and passed out 4 years later. We are all well connected. Our alumni functions get a lot of participation from all the students, and our alumni cell is mainly spearheaded again, like our many of the clubs, by a very strong student group with support from the institute. Okay, and we already have alumni in various places, like not only about placements, higher studies, like maybe we have a lot of presence in many US universities like Georgia Tech, New York University, Purdue, and so on. Thanks.
Juniors, right?
Yeah, alumni network for juniors.
Same thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're okay, also there is one specific aspect of alumni thing that we actively encourage, which is alumni mentoring some of the students who are here, if that is what was the part of the question.
Yeah. Thank you. So with that, whatever the questions we have received earlier, they were completed. So now we will move to the YouTube chat questions. So the first question is from Ganesh. He wants to know, he needs the information regarding the physical reporting or joining the college or the commencement of classes. So I request Dean Academics, Dr. Shravan, to address it.
Thank you, Ganesh. This is in fact a very important question. So as the last round of counseling will end on October 17th. And we get started soon after that. We'll get the final lists. And this the plan will be posted soon, but I'll give you a tentative dates. The students are expected to arrive on 26th of October between 8 and 10 a.m. They will join the hostel and their orientation session will begin. We'll have a brief orientation session for 4 days till October 29th. And after a break on October 30th, that is Sunday, your classes offline will begin on October 31st. So all the students who would finally select IIT Palakkad are strongly suggested to arrive on campus on October 26th between 8 and 10 a.m.
Thank you. So there is a query from Arnold. So he wants to know where will first year students be accommodated and how far it is from the main lecture halls. So I request Dean students to answer this.
Yeah, all the first year students will be accommodated in our temporary campus, that is in Harale campus. The main lecture rooms mostly will be about 500-meter distance, about 300 meters, few minutes of walk. So it's quite close to the hostels.
So there is a query from Anonymous. He wants to know about the ragging in the college, but it is already addressed by the Dr. CK.
You can answer.
Yeah, ragging is strictly prohibited and no ragging at all. And we have a ragging squad at institutional level and also at hostel levels. Anti-ragging squad we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to add that from 2015, we have never had an incident of ragging incident here. And so we can be quite sure about that.
You will also get the response from the student community.
Yes. So as our dean himself have mentioned, we have a zero ragging policy. And I'd like to basically say that we have been following this very thoroughly, because I personally, as well as professionally, I believe that there will be a lot more productivity between two batches if there is genuine pleasant interaction between them. I know this because I've been through this a lot of times. So basically my own batch and my own juniors, we have I'm a student here, by the way, if you don't know what a student general secretary is. I'm a third year student right now. And my own batch and my junior batch, we have a very pleasant interaction between us. And this has sparked a lot of productivity. We have a lot of pleasant club interactions, a lot of sessions between each other. And this means that our juniors are very willing to stand up and work with us and work for the student body. And, so I basically believe in this pleasant interaction between batches. And so there is absolutely no tolerance for any sort of superiority or, ragging between batches.
So there is a query that whether the hostel compulsory for the girls. So I request Dean students to address it.
Yeah, it's already answered.
Yeah.
For BTech students and the PG students, hostel residence is compulsory. Only under medical ground and exceptional cases, we do consider as a day scholars. But for PhD and research scholars, they can be a day scholar.
And then there is a one query that whether in the hostels we will get the Kerala rice food, Kerala rice or the normal rice. Yeah. So I request the students to the student secretary to answer it.
That is answered by
Yeah, we can hear from the first hand.
Yes, so we actually have both. There are, I believe, on 2 days, 2 or 3 days, we have Kerala rice as well as we have the other kind of rice, the North rice, as you may call it. And we also have fulkas or chapatis or variants of that on all days. So you will get both food here, basically, in essence. Had northern rice on every day, but then white rice. Okay, fine. Kerala rice we have on 3 specific days on top of this, basically.
Thank you. So there is a specific query like he wants to get an idea about the minus availability for the electrical branch, and also he wants to know, is it based on the cutoff CGPA or open to all? Also, is it required for an internship in some IT company? So I request Dean Academics Sovan to address this.
Yeah, so minors, whether it is CGPA based, it's open to all. But anyway, as you know, when all students cannot be asked to take, can opt for one particular minor. So when there are more demands than the seats available, then there must be some criteria which can be CGPA based or other criteria may also come. And the internship in some IT company, it is not required as per the curriculum, but if you're interested, you are welcome to do so.
No more data science questions?
Yeah, it's specifically, he wants to know, is data science and engineering is a narrow branch when compared to the CSE, and is there any disadvantage taking data science and engineering than CSE?
This is a very interesting question, and I'm sure many of you have this on your mind. Let me answer it by saying that computer science and engineering and data science and engineering, though they have some overlap in the foundations, there is actually quite a vast difference. In data science and engineering, you will be taught how to handle, model, and analyze data, whereas in computing systems, computer science and engineering, it is about the foundations of computer science and engineering. So there is quite a significant difference between both the fields. Having said that, I think as a student, you should look at where your interests lie. Are you interested in the future where there is large scale data systems, data-driven decision systems? You want to analyze such systems, analyze the data and model, then perhaps data science and engineering would be an excellent option. There is a lot of scope in terms of job opportunities as well as higher education opportunities, and thinking about new startup ideas in the realm of data science engineering. So this is definitely something that one can look forward to in the future. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we have answered a good number of questions, and then now all the questions are something repetitive. Yeah, repetitive, and already we have addressed the earlier. So I request our Director, Professor Sunil, to conclude this session.
Yes, so first of all, thank you to all of you. Thanks to all of you for coming to this session and asking us questions. And I also apologize for the slight delay we had in the beginning due to technical reasons. I hope we have answered most of the questions which you had in your mind. We have not answered questions raised by everyone, but we have taken common questions and answered all of them. And if you have more questions, you can still write to us, and then we will reply. Okay, and the thing. And one thing which I can assure you from this side is that here our focus is very much on nurturing the students and nurturing the minds, as our motto says. Okay, so you can be very sure that you would get very good response from us, and if you want to learn anything. And of course, we are a new IIT, so you don't expect the same sports and other facilities like that in here, like in the older IITs. But in terms of academic facilities, I think we have provided everything which is required for you to learn. Okay, and so you can be very sure about that. And as our placement coordinator has already said, that we have an excellent placement. In fact, we can be very proud of. We are very proud of it because we have a very, very good placement, and the placement has been improving every year. And we have very good academia and in the industry connections, and that also not only for placement but also for your internship and also for, and similarly for your innovation incubation activities, etc. So you can be very sure about all of this, and you will get a very good academic environment. And as we go along, we will have more opportunities for you to interact with other institutions. And we have been thinking about having also, inter-IIT exchange programs for students, apart from international exchange programs. Okay, so many things would come up as you go, and you have a very good opportunity also for defining how the students should be in a campus, right? So because we're still young, as the secretaries said, okay, so we have very dynamic students council. Okay, so in all senses, I think you would find very good environment here, apart from the beautiful surroundings of the Palakkad district. Okay, and you will also have some adventures which you can take, because there are hills around, there are animals around, etc. So you can also have some fun. Yeah. Okay. So with that, I welcome all of you to come and join IIT Palakkad and be part of this dynamic group. Okay, of very young faculty, very enthusiastic to mentor you. Okay, and so I hope you will all come here and join us. Yeah. Thank you.